Connected. Connected. All right. Sounds like we got it going.
On our page yet?
Oh, whoops. Hey, how you doing? This is the Beat Cop's Guide. It looked like we started up correctly. That can't be right.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to turn on the TV, damn it. But all right. So, the Beat Cop's Guide with I'm Dave Haynes. That's Bill Garlington over there. We're doing it on Zoom. Thank you, Zoom. I don't know. Should we thank them? I mean, it's a free service, but in these trying times, Zoom has been a savior to many people. My nephew's having school. All his classes are on Zoom. We've done some family meetings on Zoom. You should try it. You should play Dungeons. You should trade Dungeons and Dragons on Zoom.
Yeah, I should do that. Except I am so busy during this time of. Today I had to organize my soups.
You know what though? Yeah, this is actually more heaven for you.
Listen, I'm talking about organizing soup here, Dave. All right,
Right.
This is important stuff. You have to make sure you've got to start with. You got to organize by base ingredients first. So the broths and then the stews and then the chowders. And then it's by main ingredient, and then it's by... Listen, it took me all day. I'm exhausted.
That's rough. I slept most of the day. I came home, slept for a couple hours, and got up because Costco was opening for an hour early for police officers, which was very nice. Thank you, Costco. And I went there. I haven't had a Costco card in years, but I got it because I figured, I'll go hook up on Staples. And I realized when we were shopping why we don't have a Costco card, because
you hate it.
You hate it. For one thing, I can remember the dynamic when we were younger. I would want to buy all kinds of stuff that I liked, and it'd be big packages. And Annie would be like, "No, we don't have anywhere to store it. We don't need that much. It's too much. We'll eat more." And so we ended up,
I'm with Annie. I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's so like gallon jars of mayonnaise.
Right.
It's more mayonnaise than I'll ever use in my entire life. You know.
Right. So I mean, we ended up buying a bunch of paper towels, a bunch of toilet paper, which we don't really need, but we figured if anybody in our family needs it, we have a few dozen rolls. So anyway, not that we don't need toilet paper.
Is it time for bidet chat?
No.
Welcome to Dave and Chris's bidet chat. Bidet and bidet.
I titled our stream today. Don't drink the fish tank cleaner. And I think it's incumbent upon the Beat Cop's Guide to tell everybody out there that you should not drink fish tank cleaner in these trying times. Did you hear this story?
No.
No.
Tie into my soup organization?
No, it ties into our ongoing discussion about how fucking weird the media is and how completely unfair they are, and and I know.
Okay, let me guess. Somebody did
something
stupid, and you think the media caused it, right?
No, I would never say that. I would never say that. Somebody did something stupid, and the media blamed Trump for it. That's what it. That's what they're.
It's probably his fault. All right, hit it.
An Arizona couple.
It has something to do with fish tanks.
Yeah, an Arizona couple drank fish tank fluid because the active ingredient was something like the malaria drug. I think it's chloroquine phosphate was the active ingredient in this parasite killer for fish tank aquariums. And they had heard the president talking about how, hey, they're really trying to study this malaria medicine. It's been promising, and they're hoping that this is a game changer, and yada, yada, yada. And so this couple said, the man died. The woman's in the hospital and was interviewed by some of these left-wing media sites. And she said since they heard the president talking about it, they figured it must be true, and they saw the name on the bottle in the back of their pantry, so they both decided to drink it to protect themselves from the coronavirus, which they didn't have. They didn't have any symptoms, but they were scared, so they drank it, and now they're upset because Donald Trump said it would save them, and which is absolutely false. You know, he's talking about a malaria drug and test in France, and if you are, I mean, there's a certain piece of me, and I know this is a bad thing to say, but there's a certain piece of me that says if you make that leap that we should drink fish tank cleaner, you know, maybe a little cleaning out of the gene pool isn't all the. I don't know, man.
Are you taking the Texas route here, Dave? Is that what you're doing? Are you saying that some people maybe should die? And for once, I agree that it's not Trump's fault because what fucking idiot does that? That's just dumb. Call your doctor first, or at least call the pet store and say, "Hey, should I?"
Hey, this seems like this might work.
On COVID-19, yeah, and if Daryl, the 19-year-old floor manager, answers, so if I go, I don't know, sure, and then hang up, and then you can blame it on Daryl. No reason to blame the president.
But
I hate that fucking buffoon.
And the headlines were a couple dries after one dead, one injured after a couple tries the president's suggestion about chloroquine. It was like, wait a minute, that's not what he said. I mean, you know, and it's like these headlines. The media stories was The Hill, Axios. They had to go back and they had to back down from their story. Actually, Axios, which started it and sent the story viral, has not corrected the story. They still blame Donald Trump for it. The Hill originally did, and then had to change the headline of the story to say not that the president did not tell people to drink fish tank fluid. So I don't know. I just think, you know, this goes back again that I think there's a lot of people who are trying to make a lot of political points, and you know, let's just deal with the problem and stop, you know, trying to, you know, blame whoever, the president, the governor, the mayor, whatever. It's not anybody's fault.
Media?
Except China.
Media? Are you blaming the media?
I mean, I blame the media when they lie. I don't like when anybody lies. I don't like when politicians make political comments in the middle of a crisis, but that's an annoyance. The media lying is seriously a danger to the people. So if they're telling people that the president... If they're telling people that what the president is telling you to do may actually kill you, then people will stop doing what the president does. That is a dangerous thing to say. I mean, you have to agree with me, right, Chris?
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
All right. So
I'm reading BuzzFeed about the top 10 ways that Tide Pods look like candy. Go ahead, try them. That's a story I'm reading. I wrote a story on Medium today called 5 awful drinks you can make with whatever you have left as the world burns down. So.
Oh yeah. Listen, don't use
Rappa and clam chowder.
Yeah. This might be hard for millennials to understand. Malort's coming out with a hand sanitizer. Don't drink the hand sanitizer.
Oh. Are they really?
Yeah. Well, a lot of these liquor companies, I guess, can retool and create hand sanitizer. It's been happening here in Chicago. I can't remember the name of the company right now, but Malort is doing the same thing apparently.
Malort is the grossest thing. It's the worst part of Chicago. I don't understand it, and I don't know how it got to be.
I'm sure
where it is. I mean, it's not real from eating a Tide Pod, really. I mean, it's just fucking horrible. And the only reason you ever order a shot of Malort is to give it to your friend who's never had one, and to watch him choke. That's it. That's the only good thing about Malort. You can do that with anything. You can just give him some bleach. Same effect, you know? And it kills COVID-19.
But I'm sure that when you were millennials' age, you did shots of Jägermeister, which is, you know, pretty bad too.
Yeah, Jägermeister is pretty gross, but it's not on the same level are of the same species as Malort. Malort is it's fermented horse piss. It's just the worst. It's absolutely, there's no taste like it. It's like something you would smell if you were lost in a weird place. I like it.
All right, so what other topics do we have? We only have a couple more minutes left. Let me just explain. We're doing. Sure. Sorry, we're doing. We're trying to do a 15-minute sort of. Since instead of getting together for an hour a week, and we can't do that anymore. We're trying to do a 15-minute, a daily podcast to try to build listenership. So tell all your friends to come here. We're trying to do it around 4 o'clock in the afternoon every day. So go ahead. So you're writing a story about what?
How to talk to your Roomba about COVID-19.
Really? Are you serious about that? You were. What do you have to do differently with your Roomba?
I'm trying to get something in McSweeney's, and I think that's just ludicrous enough to get in McSweeney's, but we'll see.
I got home today. One of my dogs was teasing the other one, and I'm like, they were acting like, I think what it is the whole family's together. So my 2 daughters are together, and they're acting like they were when they were like 10 and 14, where they're little sisters, And so this morning, my dogs, I think, were doing the same thing. One of them, the older one, was teasing the younger one, and it was well, you tell me what you think. So I get home. When I get home from work in the morning, I feed the dogs, breakfast. So I feed the dogs. The bigger one gets done eating first and goes and lays down in the doorway of my daughter's bedroom. Just lays there like she's sleeping, which she never does. She never lays in doorways. She lays, on the couch or whatever. So in the meantime, the little dog who sleeps in my daughter's bedroom finishes eating and can't get past her because she's in the doorway, and so she sits there and starts barking to get her to move, and the other dog is still pretending it's asleep and doesn't hear the barking until I come and tell her to get the fuck out of the doorway.
That is literally what children would do.
Exactly.
That's like the big brother lays there, and then the little brother can't get in. He's like, Mom, I can't get in because Tony will let me in, and he's like, I'm not doing anything.
Right. I'm just sitting here. I didn't know they wanted to get in. Yeah.
You can go over me. I'm not doing anything. Dogs are dicks.
Yesterday, Molly, the bigger one, brought a dead squirrel into the house. Did I tell you that story?
No, but listen. Here's how you cook a squirrel.
I think it was. I think rigor mortis had set in, so I think it was too late to cook it.
You slow cook them. It loosens everything.
Get the sinews all loosened up.
And I am writing a story about poverty food from the Depression, and I'm trying to find the weirdest recipes. Have you ever heard of Chicago chicken?
No, what's that? Pigeons?
No. Although pigeons are delicious. No, it's a piece of fat back, all right, sliced thin and then breaded like you would fried chicken, and then cooked like fried chicken.
Huh.
That's it.
Just the name of
get a piece of fatback for like a nickel.
Just the name fatback is disgusting.
There's very few places where you need fatback. If you're making a pot of beans like the size of your car, you need a piece of fatback in there. But other than that, there's not really any use for fatback ever.
You're gonna do chicory? Isn't that the famous Depression coffee substitute?
Yeah, chicory. They would either use it as coffee or they would mix it into their. That's why in New Orleans you get a lot of the coffee has chicory in it, and they did a lot of things with Ritz crackers. Apparently Ritz crackers were cheap, and they had something called water pie, which I just can't. It's pretty terrible. Isn't
that when brisket got good? Because brisket used to be the part of the cow that nobody wanted because it was too tough and everything. So isn't that when they learned how to cook brisket so that it's slow cooked, and now they call it meat candy if you make it right. I mean, it's like the best part of the cow. But isn't it before the Depression? I think they didn't use it. It was what people took home who were the actual meat cutters because nobody who was rich enough to pay for meat wanted to buy it.
Maybe that's why it became an Irish staple, because it was cheap and Irish people were poor and maligned. I don't know. I'm trying to get the ones that are like, everybody's written about mock chicken and mulligan stew and stuff. I'm trying to get some recipes that were a little bit further afield, you know.
Yeah.
And,
All right. So
like it. Good.
I was gonna no. Go ahead. Finish what you said, because I was gonna end on the note that we should.
Just get examples are like onion sandwiches and ketchup soup. You know, that you would make at a diner and just order hot water and then put ketchup in it.
Well, if anybody has any recipes from the Depression that Bull can use, send them to beatcopsguide@gmail.com. And we should end on that note. It's been 15 minutes, so we'll try to pick up again at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Good luck in your meeting.
All right.
Today.
If you have any questions, you people need to send them in. Remember to subscribe, but more than anything, don't we deserve to be famous?
Right.
Have you not seen, if Dr. Pimple Popper
exactly
can get a fucking television show, can't you guys help us get a TV show just by sharing this and getting it out there and helping us build it on? You know what? You owe us, because during this time of quarantine, we're bringing you joy. All right? We're important. We're central employees. So share this shit. See you later.
Yeah.